Welcome, sports fans, back to another episode of the Sports Roundtable Trio Edition. I'm your host, Rowdy, and I'm joined by my co-hosts, Big Boy and Coop. We hope you enjoyed episode number 1. We're back for another.
That's right, Rowdy. We have today. We have the madness of college football, the NFL, and plenty of sports news action for this week.
Hey guys, we hope you followed our picks from last week, and because it's been a crazy world in the sports world. So
and you would have won.
Oh yeah, you would have won big time.
Money.
You'd have won big time.
NFL, college.
Yeah.
And with that, we're gonna show them real quick exactly how good our picks were, guys. I know Coop, he's gonna claim his little spot for top college picks. We don't have Kobe on right now, but Kobe claimed the spot for NFL.
How about overall? Who won that one?
I think
Big Boy won
the whole overall.
Oh, that tie?
Yeah. So here was NFL. Pretty close. Kobe, guest picker of the week, came on strong, pretty big right there. All right. And then we had, let's see, college.
These college numbers are crazy. I mean, all of us, they're great.
Followed those college picks last week besides Kobe's. Shit. Probably make your ass some money. That's for damn sure.
I'm going to start putting money on my picks.
We need to. All right. So those were our picks from last week. We're going to have some more for those later in the show, as well as our special new guest picker this week will come on later. But let's go ahead and start right off. We're going to start with the Texas Longhorns again. We're going to throw it over to Coop. He's going to give us that big rundown for the big top 25 matchup in Austin this weekend. What do you got, Coop?
All right, guys. Kansas comes in to the 40 acres with something to prove, right? This is not a Kansas team that's like, oh my gosh, Kansas won a football game. Okay, this is a legit Kansas football team. All right, with a great offense. They come out with a lot of different personnels. They have great diversity in the play calling. All run through their junior quarterback, Jalen Daniels. Okay, this kid, to me, honestly, is better than Milroe at Alabama. This kid is legit. Okay, they rank. They're first in the Big 12 in the short completion percentage. Okay, that's their game. So expect slants, stuff in the flats. Expect all of that. Their concern is the long ball. They're 34% completion rate on the long ball because that's not their game. Their game is these short routes. They have big wide receivers. I'm talking each wide receiver that's starting is 6'2" and over. Like there's some big dudes on the outside that are going to come ready to play. They also rotate or they also do a tight end bunch. So you have to be careful watching out for the tight end and the flats and things like that. So you have to know where the tight end is at all times. Okay. Heading on to their offensive line. Okay. Daniels gets the ball out quick, which helps the pass rush, obviously, on the offensive line. 4 out of the 5 offensive linemen, guys, are ranked in the top 20. Okay. The one that's not ranked in the top 20 is the left guard. He's a red shirt. So onto their passing offense, 17th in the nation and yards per attempt at 9.4 yards. Success rate at 61% in pass plays. They're very consistent. I said Milroe. Daniels doesn't make a lot of mistakes, so they're very consistent. They're also in the 60% in third down conversions, which as a football team, it keeps your football team on the field or your offense on the field. So that's big. With all this being said, they are 106th in attempts for passing attempts. And you might ask, well, if they have a good passing offense, why are they so low in pass attempts? Well, because everything runs through that running offense. Listen, they have 2 backs that are averaging over 6 yards a carry, guys. 6 yards a carry, which is big big time. This is going to be a battle in the trenches. We are going to find out how legit this Texas defensive line is. Right,
Oh,
guys?
they're legit. They're legit.
We're going to find that out this week. You add the 2 running backs with a great run scheme. They're running inside, outside, counter, power. They run it all. They even have some eye candy, is what I call it, with the motions. So it's a good overall offense, guys. Averaging 6.7 yards per play. That's 19th in the nation. So the keys for the Texas defense is to stop the run. Okay, they're 11th in the nation for the run defense. So we have a good chances for that, but we'll see. Stay disciplined. Stay in your gap. The running backs are good, man. So you stay in your gap. And last thing, Daniels will extend the plays. He's a good runner. He's a good athletic quarterback. So DBs need to keep their eyes out of the backfield and stay in coverage. So that's my breakdown of the offense. If y'all have anything to add to that, y'all can.
What do you think, big boy? How are you feeling going into this week?
I'm not feeling the most comfortable. I am worried. I mean, their offense, you know, coming into the season was the most experienced offense in the nation, number one. You know, they definitely. I worry about the mid-range pass game, and that's what they're good at. And you know, I don't think Hill or Burke is going to have time to really get to people or sweat the inside. They're going to need a good push in the middle to definitely get some pressure on him. He's not the biggest kid, so maybe get, you know, up, hands up, block some balls, you know, get some tip balls at the line. The running game is good. UT, man, late this season, it seems like the first couple drives, they're going to give up that run, you know, and then they'll finally lock down. Against Baylor, they didn't. Against Baylor, their first 2 drives, I mean, they looked awesome. Yeah, I mean, they had, I think, 4 sacks in the first 2 drives for Baylor. I mean, it was just, they were in there. So hopefully they can do that again and just really be solid, you know, in the beginning and not let those long drives go. And because they're good, you know, Kansas is good. Kansas is not your normal Kansas, and they're going to come in here with something to prove. And you know, this kid, if he has a great game, he could be up for the Heisman. You know, so because he's going to have the stats at the end of the year. So, I definitely think our D line is make or break. You know, in watching that game, Alfred Collins is doing better.
No doubt.
And there's been a lot of times he might not be getting the stats, but he'll be in there. He's disrupting, and I really like that. You know, I've been a fan of his, and hoping he would turn it on. And
He's starting to figure it out.
Yeah, I think 23 is going to need to have a game. Hill and
Jahade.
Hey, they cut those slants. Step in front of that, you know, and that star position. Yeah, they do. Yeah. And take one of those things to the house and let them think about that. And it's going to be now. I think our offense, we need to put up points. It's time to put some points up. Show them why, you know, Quinn is getting all this hype and you know, we have the best receiving core in the Big 12 and all that. Let's show that. Let's put up 50.
Especially at home. I mean, when's the last time you could say that it's been the opposite the last 10 years, that Texas has always been a home team and not a away team? And now this year's the complete opposite on both sides of the ball. Straight defense on the road, no offense at home. Even Sark made a comment this week. He was like, maybe we should just tell our fans at home games to be loud, like the O-line doesn't make false starts. They make false starts at home, but they don't make any on the road. So that's my biggest thing, is that they can just flip the switch.
And last year, we ran for over 300 yards, didn't we? Did Bijan have 2?
Bijan had a crazy
Bijan had 2, and Brooks had 100. You know, so I don't know what else. So it's
needs to be the same thing.
Yeah.
For sure. What else you got, Coop?
So for this flipping to the other side of the football for this Kansas defense, like they haven't really played that many people, but last week, this is a big stat. They held BYU to 9 yards rushing. Okay, that's pretty freaking crazy. I don't care who you're playing against. 9 yards rushing is pretty crazy. That put them at 39th in rush defense, only allowing.
BYU took down Arkansas, so.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Third and ninth in rush defense, allowing 3.4 yards a carry. They got aggressive DBs. I expect them to be in your grill. They're physical. They're going to come help the run defense by making tackles. They're physical DBs that are going to make plays. So that's not a great defense, but certainly better than the past years, and certainly better than the 2 years ago when they came and beat us at DKR. So their pass rush, like I said, they haven't played that many people, but numbers still look good at 3.7 sacks a game, which is ninth in the nation. 6.7 yards per attempt in the passing defense, 44th in the nation. The keys for the Texas offense is obviously get the run game going. Like I said last week, it's improved, but it still ranks 88th in the nation. So not great still. They're improving, but we'll see. The number one thing that I think needs to happen this week is Sark needs to find some matchups. He needs to mix up some matchups, and I think the big one this week is JT Sanders. I think that he's a big difference maker. Made some big plays against Baylor, and I think that no one on that Kansas team can guard him because he's just legit. Overall, this Kansas team is legit. Like I said, guys, I mean they're coming in trying to beat Texas for the last time in the Big 12 and kick them out of the Big 12, right? The big thing is I don't want to go back to the old Texas, quote unquote, where you're playing down to your opponents and you need to start playing to your standards, which they showed that last week, but this is even a bigger task for them in this Kansas team. So that's what
No doubt. I really think Quinn goes as Sanders goes. Like if he can get Sanders going early, just like last week, he really starts getting dialed in and he starts hitting those bigger throws. And obviously with that, I mean, the run game is going to open up massively. I mean, Brooks should have no problem getting 100 yards every game, especially with Baxter still kind of battling an injury here and there, not getting as many carries. I mean, there's no reason why you can't put up the numbers he did last week against every team the rest of the year. So I think that will kind of be the biggest thing is if they can just really get that run going and have a good first couple drives at home, then I think they could put it away early because that defense is not going to let up. I mean, they've proved it this year that they're a second half team, both sides of the ball. So I don't think that's not going to change no matter who they play. So
I really think that the offensive line is gelling. Like in that Baylor game, you saw a little more attitude, a little more, confidence in them.
no doubt.
One thing that does worry me is when I rewatch that Baylor game, that quarterback, I'm sorry for Baylor, he's trash. I mean, he's young and he was thrown in. I get it, but those fourth and goals and third and goals, JT Daniels is hitting those.
Yeah.
I mean,
no doubt.
He's hitting those. Not JT, but Daniels is hitting those. He missed a couple like that, the interception to Ford, and before that, I mean, he missed a guy wide open in the end zone. So it's they're gonna have to tighten up, but I think they're ready for the test.
No doubt.
And I don't think they're taking them lightly at all. I don't see that if they lose or if it's close, it's not because of that. It's because they get beat. Because I hope they're not. I mean, there's been so much talk about this kid and about Kansas and all that. So,
I mean, even the spread, like I feel like you would think the spread would maybe be a little bit lower, which we'll get to that later whenever we go through our
That's
picks.
high, man. It is high.
I mean, for it to be that high against a ranked undefeated Kansas team, like at home, like I understand it still.
Hey,
like,
Vegas knows though. Vegas knows.
They know
Something. They do,
All right. So with that, we're just going to move on to all things college football. Anything that happened in the past week, stuff that's coming up this week. Y'all got anything in particular? I know the Heisman race is really heating up. We mentioned it last week, Washington quarterback Penix. We all said he should be a top guy, and now goes off this past week.
Now everyone has him as their top guy.
Saying it.
We said it
first.
Heard
it first. You heard it first here. But I think he's really going to make that interesting. I don't think it's just Caleb Williams' spot to run away with. I mean, like Big Boy said, if Jalen Daniels does go in here and ball this week, he could easily get up there. Same thing for Quinn, obviously. But I think obviously those top two the race is getting a little bit closer than people were expecting. So
Forget about Sanders. He had a bad game, but he can still be up there.
Let's talk about the game for a second, because I was ride or die Dion until he proved me wrong, and damn, he proved me wrong. They got their ass beat by Oregon, and I think you really saw a big difference between the two teams on both sides of the ball. They didn't win offense, defense, or special teams. They got destroyed in all three categories of that football game. So they have another hard one this week against USC. We'll see what Dion has for him at practice this week, and we'll see what happens this Saturday.
You can't do much when your offensive and defensive line is just. I mean, that's where they're going to get exposed, and their linebackers. I mean, it's just, and you're missing Hunter. He's your best player on both sides. So it's
those
Dion, he'll get some big boys in there. He'll get the transfer portal, and he'll get some boys in there.
Which obviously, I mean, this week he may have a more favorable matchup with his offense going against a USC defense that's obviously way below than what Oregon's defense is. But when it comes to offensive star power, I mean, USC could easily still put up 70 points. And
sure.
I think Lincoln Riley's not going to let off the brace, kind of like Oregon coach did in the second half.
Yeah.
So we could very well see a nice 60, 70-point bomb from USC. And I would not be shocked if Colorado was able to put up 28, 35, just because USC defense is that bad. And that's what's going to keep them out of making a college football playoff run is their defense. But I would not be surprised if that happens for sure. What you got, Coop?
We can talk a little bit about I don't know, who do I have over here? Well, we can go to my my school now. They had a tough loss against West Virginia this week. They coming in with a bunch of hype from last year, having a year of beating Texas and Oklahoma in the same year, and coming in and really underperforming. I think the Big 12 commissioner was on freaking McGuire's, thing. So what does Tech have to do to come back? And they have Houston at home this week. So what do you think they have to do this week?
I mean, Houston's just as bad, honestly.
They haven't lost to Rice, I think.
Yeah, they do. Big boy, we lost your camera. We can't see you.
I got you.
But yeah, I mean, if they lose the U of H, which obviously UT plays them later in the year, I mean, there's obviously some bigger problems internally. They're obviously favored at home. But, I mean, I think they just got to get back to some small, simple football. I mean, you're playing U of H. Like, you cannot lose to U of H at home.
Yeah,
he is going to lose the Texas Tech fan base just as quick as he gained it.
I hope Dana hangs 70 on him.
Yeah,
I doubt it, but he's fighting for his job too. So.
Oh yeah.
I got one for y'all.
What's up?
What do we think about Duke? I think ACC contender. Like, it's going to be them versus Florida State probably in the ACC. Maybe, like, I think they're –
Clemson look good too, though.
Yeah, but I think, like, Duke's defense, obviously the head coach, defensive guy, like, they're legit. Their quarterback's playing good, getting all kinds of NFL hype. I think Duke will soon be in the top 10 in a couple weeks. They got Clemson coming up.
Big matchup this week. I mean, they have Notre Dame this week.
Yeah,
Notre Dame.
We'll see that later, but I think like that could be their monumental win for the season that really gets them going, and I think they're going to win that game. I think their defense is really good, so we'll see.
Big boy shaking his head.
That's my hot take of the week, but we'll see what happens there.
That little bullshit story's over. Notre Dame's going to show.
All right, and then what do we think about A&M's fate? QB's out for the season. What do we think is going to happen with them now with that backup QB, Max Johnson?
I like Johnson. I think he's going to be able to man the ship. It just, I'm a Longhorn fan through and through. It just really does suck for them. Because it's the second year he's gotten hurt. and King's gone, so it's just they can't stay healthy at the quarterback position, and it's he was starting to roll.
Yeah, it was.
He was starting to figure it out, and that kid is talented, and it sucks for him, But
I mean, I think Max Johnson should be good enough to win them some games. I mean, you would hope at least.
he's played
but
a lot. He
yeah.
played at LSU. He played last year. I mean, I think he's suitable, and I think he could be good. I think there was a real competition for that starting job, and I think he won it because he's the big 5-star, and he has all the hype coming in. So I think Johnson. I mean, it's good bloodlines. So his dad's pretty good. So
no shit.
I will say something. I was not impressed with their win over Auburn last week at home. I think Auburn is struggling offensively, and I think it was just too close and low scoring for a pretty crappy matchup against Auburn. So I was really not impressed what they did. I thought they would come out more after losing to Auburn in the previous year. I think they would come out a little bit harder, and I just didn't see that. So I was not impressed with their win at all this past week.
Auburn has Georgia this week, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And then
any chance of an upset there?
I don't think so. I think Auburn. I think Auburn's offense is too bad. Their defense is actually really good, in my opinion, but you can't really do much when your defense is out there. I mean, the whole game.
Yeah.
Like you can have the best defense in the league and still lose football games because they're on the field that much. You can only do so much. So
I'd honestly be all over Auburn just in the first half, though. First half bet, I'd be all over Auburn. I mean, they were only down 3 at A&M last weekend. Georgia's been slow every single game this year until the second half. So that's my little secret pick of the week right there is Auburn first half points, maybe even a tie going into halftime,
wow.
and obviously second half get blown out of the water. But I would not be shocked if they were hanging around just because Georgia likes messing around for whatever reason. I don't think Georgia's kind of scaring me a little bit. I don't know if they're really number one that big compared to some of these other teams. So we'll see.
It's also at Auburn too. So if that makes a difference for y'all, so at Auburn.
Yeah. So
next, I want to also talk about this real quick. Hold on. Ohio State, Notre Dame. Okay. Ohio State comes in and drives down that field in the last drive, and the last 2 plays of this football game, guys, Notre Dame had 10 guys on the football field.
I saw that.
10 guys on the football field the last 2 plays. Does it make a difference? I don't know, but they scored on the side of the right end that was missing. So that was a little.
It definitely makes a difference.
Definitely.
There's a reason you can have 11.
Yeah, for sure.
No doubt.
And then the coach said that he knew it, but he didn't want
a penalty
to get the penalty. Well,
yeah.
I think I'll take the penalty. Let's instead of the 1, we're at the half-yard line. I get that, but
yeah,
it was Notre Dame was just not there yet. I mean, they've been so close, and it's just little shit like that keep getting in the way of them in these big games because they don't play anyone else the rest of the year, so they can't prove anything else.
Well, they play your top 10 Duke, so
yeah, but they're gonna get their ass kicked. So we're gonna see about that. Hey, I'm not saying Duke's top 10 this week, but next week they very well could be. That's for damn sure.
Wow.
If they beat Notre Dame, they should be. I believe that.
It's gonna happen. All right, I got one more thing before we move on. It has to do with the 12-team playoff next year. I saw a thing today. They're talking about looking like for the 12 teams next year, it's going to be your 5 conference winners and then the 7 best ranked teams in order that are going to join. What do we think about that? Do you think that's how it should be or what?
I definitely like it better than the 4. I think that I get tired, and everyone gets tired of seeing the 4 same teams. So I'm excited to see a little change. It's going to make things a little bit more interesting. And at the end of the day, it's more football. So,
Yeah,
you know,
I think that's good. I think that's good. So you got the Pac. Well, is
Well,
the Pac-12
that
going to even
that's the
be
thing is
around?
like that's the
Yeah,
thing. Like I think they're like referring to that as like 15 or like fifth conference right now, but like there's no way that's around. So I don't know, like if they go and add like one of these other smaller conferences to be the fifth, or if they just go 4 winners in the next 8.
because literally, who will be left over there?
Washington State,
I think it's like
Stanford.
4 teams, like
Yeah, it's
three to
like
four teams.
Washington State, Stanford, Cal. Those are the three
It
off
did
the top of
is
my head.
Stanford. Is Stanford? They didn't. They're not going Big Ten.
Not as of now, at least.
Big
So I
12
think
just
those.
needs to go scoop them all up.
I mean, they already
You
got
know
Arizona, Arizona State.
They have. It's not
exactly.
even a Big 12. It's like a Big 16 now. I
Yeah, the
think something like that.
Big 28.
Oh shit! All right,
Well,
moving on to our next topic before we get to our guest picker here in a little bit. We're gonna go into our top 10 college football rankings, each of our own AP pools. What are we thinking, boys? Coop, you want to start us off?
I'll go first. I'll go first. Mine changed since last week, for sure. Just because of the games that happened and all that. So I'm starting from 10 and going up.
All right, let's hear it.
Starting at 10, I have the Ducks. The Oregon Ducks had a big win over Colorado. I have them at 10. At number 9, I have Notre Dame. I think Notre Dame's still a good team at the end of the day. I think they could have won that football game. And yeah, Notre Dame at 9. I have USC at 8. Like I said, I think Caleb Williams still probably wins the Heisman, in my opinion. But the defense is not great. So I have Ohio State at 7, Penn State at 6.
Wow, Ohio State at 7.
Yep. Penn State at 6. Florida State at 5. Washington at 4. I was high on Washington last week, and they proved that again. So I have Washington inside the top 4. Texas at 3. They honestly last week was more impressive than the Alabama win to me. They showed that they played at their standard and not just at the opponent's standard. So I was honestly like the Baylor game more than the Alabama game, in my opinion, because they showed what they haven't shown in the past. So for that reason, I have them at number 3. Number 2, Michigan, and number 1, I'm still gonna have the Georgia Bulldogs. That's subject to change after this week, though. We'll see how they come out to play. But that's my top 10.
All right, fair enough. Big Bull, what do we got?
I agree with a couple of them. I got Oregon at 10 also. I got Utah at 9. I got USC at 8. I got Penn State at 7. My top hasn't changed too much. I still got Texas at 6. I got to
Not
see
buying
Texas.
into it yet.
I got to see Texas this week because I'm scared shitless of that quarterback.
So is this week the deciding factor for you that gets them into that top 4 range, or what?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I got Washington still at 5. I got Florida State at 4. I got Ohio State at 3, Michigan, and then Georgia.
All right.
I'm a little higher on Ohio State.
Ohio State jumped that high for beating Notre Dame in the last seconds of the football game.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think last time I had Ohio State at I think I had them at 4. Yeah, I had them pretty high. So I like Ohio State. Somebody's got to. I mean, you got to knock them off to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
No doubt.
I get that.
All right. I got number 10. I got the Crimson Tide back in. I think last week was a proven choice that Milrose, the guy. Offenses are going to start rolling. I think there's obviously their defense is still legit. I think they're still a top 10 team now. We got Oregon at number 9. Bo Nix, that offense is obviously rolling. Can't tell too much until they start playing some of these other Pac-12 teams. Same goes for Penn State at number 8. We need to see what they're going to do against those big boys in Michigan, Ohio State. Then I got USC at 7. Kind of same thing like Oregon. We just need these bigger teams to play each other and not play the hyped up Colorado. So Florida State, I got at 6. Washington at 5. I think Washington's right there. I don't think they can be in the top 4 until they beat one of those Oregons or USCs of the world, or like Oregon State. I don't think they can jump until they do that. We got Ohio State at 4, Texas still at 3, Michigan at 2, and then for now we got Georgia at number 1. So we'll see what happens there. That's my top 10 of the week. All right. Next up, we're going to bring on our guest picker. He's going to come firing in. I'm sure his picks will be crazy.
Oh boy, this should be interesting,
I have a
guys.
shit ton to say, and we're going to be bringing him on very soon. All right. We got Jinx. Coop, let's hear it.
Jinx is the next singer, songwriter, production. He moved out to Philly to get it done. You will see him blow up soon, guys. So he's our
Let's
guest
go.
picker, Jinx.
Let's go.
Hi,
I'm here.
ladies.
I'm here. Let's see the picks. Let me make them. I don't miss on parlays. Get with me.
The Parlay
All right.
King is here.
All right.
Yeah,
Here
get
we
that.
go.
Nah, bro. Get with the NFL. Let's go college first. College first.
Okay. College first.
Go college. All right.
All right.
First game.
College picks first. What do you got?
First game. I got Utah beating Oregon State. Utah has been on a run, right? I love the game that they played. Who was it? I think it was Baylor, but they played well. But I'm gonna have to give it to Utah. Second game, you already know. Gonna have to go ahead and give it to the Horns. I don't think they're losing this year. Third game. Now quote me on this. Colorado will beat USC.
Oh, shit.
Colorado will beat USC. That might sound insane. Colorado will beat USC. And here's why, right?
Even after last week?
Yes. And here's why, right? Right? Listen, Coop, because I can guarantee you Prime's not losing 2. Prime might lose 1, but he's not losing 2. Okay? And he woke them up in a way that I don't think they've ever been woken this way in their life. Prime's not losing 2. So I can see Caleb Williams going in there real nonchalant, real just kind of like, whatever. And then them actually ended up getting rolled. So, and it's in Colorado. Come on, bro. The big players are like all going to be there. I got Colorado beating USC. It's not going to be by much, but it's still going to get done.
Wow.
It's still going to get done.
All right, here first.
Who's the next one? Where's the next one at?
We got Florida versus Kentucky.
Now, this one I had to think about a lot, right? Because Kentucky's 3-0 right now, right? Am I wrong?
Nope, you're right.
See? And here's where I'm gonna really win y'all some money. I'm going Kentucky right there. That's one. If you want a single pick, if you don't even really want to parlay, just go in on one game. That's the game to go in on.
Should parlay it
everybody's
with
got
Colorado then.
Huh?
But you should just parlay it with Colorado.
I mean, you could, but I would say that I feel more strongly that you're gonna have a Kentucky win than you are like a Colorado win. I'm not gonna lie.
All right.
But yeah, who's next?
We got A&M minus 6.5 versus Arkansas.
A&M versus Arkansas. See, that's a hard one too, man. I had to think on this one too.
They play
Is
in
Arkansas
Jersey.
3-0? Is Arkansas 3-0?
No, they lost to BYU.
I'm going Texas A&M. I'm going Texas A&M. I'm going A&M. Although Miami did really hit them, I'm going A&M. And then you already know Georgia, Auburn, Georgia. That's not even a question. Houston, Texas Tech. That one's a little weird. I'm gonna go Texas Tech though. I'm gonna go Tech.
All right.
LSU, Ole Miss. I'm gonna go Ole Miss. I'm gonna go a crazy one. I think the SEC this year is weird. I think it's really weird this year, right? Because
No
now
doubt.
all the
No doubt.
NIL is all is all getting it all kind of weird now. You know, you got a lot of big time players moving around. Iowa State, Oklahoma. Even though I don't want to say this, Oklahoma, definitely Oklahoma. And then UNT, ACU.
Had to bring him in. Had to bring him in for you.
And I see also Texas State too. UNT, ACU. I'm gonna have to go with my Mean Green. Mean Green. Even though they are buns this year, I'm gonna have to go with Mean Green. Texas
ACU
State, Southern Miss. Yeah, exactly. Abilene Christian. I don't even know why they have an actual football team, but Texas State, Southern Miss. This is, I mean, dude, our quarterback at Texas State, I don't think he's really getting stopped all year. Other than that game against UTSA, Texas State, of course, over Southern Miss. That's an easy one. Notre Dame, Duke. I got Notre Dame. You got Braylon over there. He's where did he actually graduate from? Stony Point. Stony Point grad.
Stony Point. Yep.
Yeah, that's a no-brainer. South Carolina, Tennessee. I'm going Tennessee. South Carolina's not looking too hot this year. Alabama, Mississippi State. I'm gonna go Bama. Even though I don't really want to, I think they're really gonna run into some trouble later down the road. And of course, Washington, Arizona. Arizona hasn't been good in about 10, 15 years. I have to go Washington. Simple.
All right. And then we'll stay right with Jinx, and we're going to go back over to NFL. Let him knock out these NFL picks real quick.
NFL, Falcons, Jaguars. I'm going to have to go with my Falcons, Bijan Robinson. I think he's going to do some numbers here. That might be a crazy pick, but I'm going to go Falcons there. And then Dolphins, Bills. Dolphins are extremely hot. Extremely. I'm going Bills, though. I think the hot streak's going out. I'm going Bills, though. I think the hot streak dies this weekend. I think Tyreek cools off. And then we got Broncos Bears. That's the worst game in the NFL. I don't even want to call that. I don't even want to pick one. But if I had to pick one, I'll probably go with the Broncos. I think we can see Russell Wilson pull it back together. Hopefully. But yeah.
All right.
And then we got the Ravens Browns.
Yep.
I'm gonna go Ravens. I'm gonna go Ravens on that. I'm gonna go Ravens. Might not be probably. Yeah, I'm gonna go Ravens. Steelers, Texans, two dog teams. I'm gonna go Texans though.
Hey, the Texans surprises last week, guys.
I'm gonna go Texans though. I'm gonna go Texans. Vikings, Panthers. I'm gonna go Vikes. I'm gonna trust Kirk. Unlike all these other people who want to really throw him under the fire fast, I'm gonna trust him.
Gotta trust him.
Yeah. Rams, Colts. Who's the Colts quarterback?
Well, it was Anthony Richardson,
but AK was he practiced the last 2 days.
Yeah, so I don't know if they've said
play.
who's playing, but probably the rookie's probably playing.
I'm gonna have to go with the Rams on that one. Bucks, Saints. Yeah, that's. I'm gonna go Bucks, man. I like Baker. I like him. I like him a little bit. I like him. Right? He's got that fire under him. And then the Commanders, Eagles. I'll actually be at that game.
Oh shit!
You got the Commanders, Eagles.
The Philly boy.
The Philly boy.
Yep. Even though this is gonna be a good game, I'm gonna have to go with the Birds. I'm gonna have to go with the Birds. Bengals, Titans. I'm gonna go with Bengals, Titans. I don't really like what I've been seeing from the Titans. Raiders, Chargers. Got to go with the Chargers, San Diego, and then Cowboys, Pats. That's easy. That's easy. I think we might even get to see what's his name, Deuce Vaughn get in there. I think we might even get to see Mr. Deuce get loose in that game.
Big Cowboys fan there.
Yes, sir. And then we got the Cardinals, Niners. Come on, man. We got the Niners all the way there. That might be one of the most explosive offenses in all of the NFL right now. I just don't see them being really stopped until the playoffs against the Cowboys. Then we got Chiefs, Jets. That's easy. The Jets, come on, dude. Ever since the loss of Rodgers, I don't think they're ever coming back. Zach Wilson's the worst quarterback in all of the NFL. But they do have Gary Wilson, Austin, Texas. He might be one of the best receivers in the NFL. But worst and best doesn't equal good. Just doesn't. Does not. And then you got Seahawks, Giants. That's actually not a bad game. Seahawks, Giants. But I'm going to go Giants. I'm going to go Giants on that one. I'm going to go Giants there. I'm going to go Giants there. I'm going to go – who's their quarterback? Daniel Jones, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to go Giants. Daniel Jones passes for over 150.
Damn. All right.
You heard it here first from Jinx, man.
You
He's
heard
a
Jinx
special one.
picks.
Those picks don't miss. Those picks don't miss. Shout out to the guys over here at the Sports Roundtable. You know, they're really doing their thing. I love you guys' coverage on the Texas football, man. When I need to get sharpened up, you know, with all my knowledge, it's just what I love to see. Like that Baylor game,
yeah.
I need that at all times. I need that from the Horns.
You're going to see it again this weekend. That's for damn sure.
Watch. We go to the college football playoff. So does USC possibly. USC takes their only loss to Colorado this year. And then we play USC in the Natty. It's a rematch.
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 He's calling it now.
Rematch.
Oh, shit. Well, Jinx, we appreciate you having us coming on, man.
Of course.
Hey, we hope the picks do well. Maybe you'll take over the guest picker lead. We'll see what happens.
I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to be the greatest guest picker that y'all have ever had. I'm going to be the most accurate. So I need y'all to keep the stats of all the guest pickers.
Oh, we are.
And when it comes out, I need y'all to keep the stats. Yep,
we got you. All right, Jinx.
All right.
We appreciate it.
Peace out, Jinx.
All right, man.
All right, boys. Y'all be easy.
Take it easy.
All right.
He's
that
interesting.
Was Jinx. That was
Spitting
Jinx.
some fire there. Yeah, you got some confident picks in there.
All right. Now we're going to go back over to us. I was able to figure out the phone. We got this popped up nice and easy now. All right. Coop, what do we got? Let's get through these.
I'm going to get through
make sure you're marking these right, because I think last week there was a couple you
marked.
Oh,
you're
I know. My
crazy.
college picks are –
You're crazy.
Seriously, man. We need to make sure you're pinning those down there correctly.
All right. Well, all right, let's get through this. Let's get through this.
What do you got, Coop?
All right, Oregon State, Utah. I'm not a fan of Utah. I think they're pretty overrated. There's a reason why Oregon State's -3 and Utah is ranked number 10. So I'm going to take Oregon State.
All right.
This next one, I've been torn about it. I've been working on my breakdown this whole week, guys, and I'm absolutely torn. 16.5 is a scary number, and I have Kansas written on my paper here, getting the points, but I want to see. I want to get proven wrong, so I'm going to take Texas minus the 16.5. We'll see. I don't know. I'm scared. I'm scared of that one. As I said before, Dion proved me wrong of getting shit on. I'm going to say it to Oregon, so I'm going to take USC minus 21.5. I'm going to take Florida -1. I think they have a big win over Tennessee, which is big. And so yeah, I'm going to take Florida -1. Texas A&M and Arkansas, I'm going to take Texas A&M -6.5. Georgia at Auburn, I'm going to take Georgia -14.5. I think Auburn's offense is not great. Their defense is good, but just not great on the offense. Texas Tech or Houston at Tech. I'll be at that game. Tech's a hard place to play. Houston is not very good. I'm going to take Tech -8.5. I'm going to agree with Jinx here. I'm going to take Ole Miss +2.5 against LSU at Ole Miss. I love the coach. Love everything they're doing there. I'm taking Ole Miss. Iowa State at Oklahoma. I'm going to take Oklahoma. I got UNT against ACU. I got Texas State -5.5. I think Texas State's pretty good this year. So this is a big one. I agree with you, Cade. I think I have Duke written down on my paper. I'm going to take Duke getting the points +6. I'm also going to take South Carolina +12. I think they go in there. I don't know if they'll win, but I think it's going to be a closer game than 12. So I'm going to take South Carolina at Tennessee. I'm going to take Alabama -14.5, and then as well as Washington -18.5.
There it is. Coop's picks right there. The leader in the college picks last week would be smart maybe to follow him again. What do we got, big boy?
All right. I'm rolling with Utah still. Give me Utah +3. I'm sorry, boys. I hope I'm wrong, but I got Kansas. I think it's gonna be very close if we pull it out. I'm sorry, I'm just not sold yet. They break my heart every year.
I get it. I get it.
I got Kansas in the points. I think USC might put up 80. So I got USC in that one. I got Florida. I got Arkansas +6.5 at home. I'm going to take Auburn in the points.
Oh,
Yeah.
Big
I'm
boy
going to
game,
take
Auburn.
Houston in the points.
Wow.
I think LSU is good, and I think their defense is about to step up. I'm going to take LSU -2.5. I think Oklahoma. Unfortunately, I'm taking them. I think they can win by 3 touchdowns. I'm taking Abilene Christian all the way. Uh, yeah, I'm taking Texas State. I have no idea, but I'll take them because I went there for a couple semesters
there you
when it
go.
was, yeah, when it was
Hometown.
Southwest Texas, when it was the real deal. You know what I mean? I got the Christians of Notre Dame. They're gonna beat the Devils. You know what I mean?
All right.
I got. I like Tennessee at home there. I'll take. I'll take Mississippi State. No, I'm gonna take.
Ooh,
I'll go with Mississippi State. Might be wrong. That's scary because Bama might be catching their wind here, which I hope they do. So it makes it look better for Texas. But I'll take Mississippi State with the 14.5, and I will take Washington to win big.
all right. Not bad. Let's see what I got. All right. First game, I got Oregon State -3. I think they'll have a little bounce back from last week. Still don't know if Cam Rising's going to play or not. I don't think it really matters. We got Oregon State. Then we're going to go UT -16.5. Colorado, I'm going +21. I think they can keep it within 21. They may lose by 21, and that half point's going to give me the win. But they're going to get their ass kicked, but I think you can stay by 21. We're going to go, I got Florida -1. Arkansas +6.5. Arkansas at home is just a little bit different. A&M, you know,
they
they're
play
little
at Jerry World. in
Jerry's
Dallas.
World, yeah. But A&M's quarterbacks, you know, fresh out the box. We'll see. I like Arkansas +6.5. Then I'm going to go Auburn +14.5. Going back to what I said earlier, that first half going to be close enough to where I think 14.5 will be enough for them. After that, I got U of H +8.5. Tech sucks. That's it.
At Tech though. Remember,
That's
Is it at
fine.
night?
Oregon. No, it's in the afternoon. But Oregon only beat Tech by 8 points, guys. So
Yeah.
it's a
Tech-
difficult place to play. So
They play
Just-
up to their opponent, and Houston
say.
sucks, so Houston's going to beat them.
okay.
All right. Then I got LSU -2.5. I got OU -20. They'll probably win by like 21, 3 touchdowns I could see. We go UNT. I'm going to go Texas State -5.5. They've been pretty good this year. New coach, new system. Their offense looks good. Then I'm going to go, you already know, Duke +6. Number 17 this week. AP poll after this dub could get them close to 10. They'll be in my top 10 next week after they win outright. So we'll see about that. Then I got South Carolina +12. I think Spencer Rattler will be able to keep that game close. I don't think Tennessee's really hyped up to what they were at the start of the year, and things starting to show. We got Bama -14.5, and then Washington +18.5 to close it out. That is what I got for the college.
Everybody took Washington, so that means Arizona's going to win.
No,
Probably.
they're too good, man.
I think so too.
I think Washington's legit.
All right. Big boy, go ahead and get us going.
Okay, I will. Man, I'll take the Falcons +3. I'll take the Dolphins getting 2.5. I think the Broncos show up. The Bears are just a dumpster fire. So I'll take the Broncos. I like that Browns defense. I'll take them -3. I'll take the Steelers -3. I'll take the Panthers +4. I think the Rams will beat the Colts outright. I'll take Carr. Is he out?
I don't know. That's a good question. I think so.
Yeah.
But
I'll take the Buccaneers.
Alvin Kamara is back, first game back, but
That's true. And I like Jameis.
yeah.
Actually, give me the Saints -3.
Oh,
Kamara might have a day. Yeah. Then give me Washington +8. Give me the Bengals -2. I think Joey Burrow is about to go on a tear. I guess the Raiders +5.5. They're a dumpster fire right now though. But yeah, give me the Raiders. Give me the Patriots +6.5.
what?
Yeah,
Wow.
I think the Cowboys might have got exposed.
He's upset since last
I
week,
am.
guys.
They
He's
hurt
We'll
upset.
talk
my
about
That's a
that
heart
later.
pick. That's a
We'll talk
heart
about
pick
that
right
later,
there.
right there.
Yeah.
We'll
That's a
talk
heart
about that
pick.
later.
I'll take the 14 points is a lot in the NFL. I'm going to take the Cardinals.
Yep.
Kelsey might have 8 touchdowns because his girl's going to be there.
Going
Again.
back
So
again.
he's going to have to show off. You know what I'm saying? He wants to sell some more jerseys. I'll take the Chiefs -9.5. And I'm going to take the Seahawks. I think the Seahawks are decently legit.
All right, cool.
For sure.
Let's run it through.
I'm running through this pretty quick. All right. I got Falcons +3. The Jags, I think, got exposed by my Texans last week. I don't know. We'll see. I got Falcons +3. I have Dolphins +2.5. I think the Dolphins are a top 5 team in the league now. I mean, I don't care who they played, but putting up that much points is ridiculous in the NFL. So I don't care who the opponent was. That being said, I'll take the Broncos -3.5. I think Russ gets it done a little bit better than what he has been. I'll take the Ravens +3. And I'm sorry, Texans. I slept on you last week, so I will never do that again. I'll take the Texans +3 against the Seattle Steelers. I meant, yeah, Steelers. I have Vikings -4. I think Jefferson has a freaking game. I mean, he's, in my opinion, the best wide receiver in the league. Rams +1. I got the Bucks +3. I'll take the Eagles -8. I have the Bengals -2, although I have Joe. We'll get into what I think about Joe for my fantasy thing, but I have the Bengals -2. I got the Chargers -5.5. I got the Cowboys -6.5. I think they have a bounce back week from last week. So yeah. And then I'll take the Cardinals +14. James Conner in the backfield is going to go off again for my fantasy team. So I'll take them with the points. I have the Chiefs -9.5. I think that they're just really good. And like Big Boy said, Kelsey's going to be on. All right. Taylor's going to be in the building, and he's going to find some blank spaces in the end zone, man. And then I'll take this is a good game. I'll take the Seahawks in this game.
All right. I got Falcons +3. I'm gonna go Dolphins +2.5. Crazy after that week that they could be the underdog that they just had, but I'm gonna stick with the Dolphins. Broncos -3.5. Ravens +3. We're gonna go Texans +3 as well. Then we go Vikings -4. I think they're gonna try and figure it out against a hurt Panthers team. It's not very good. So we're gonna go the Rams +1. I don't even know what the point is of having a +1 line, but and then we're gonna go. Who do I got next? We're gonna go the Saints -3. I think that Alvin Kamara, like Big Boy said, being back could light a spark for him. Eagles -8. Bengals -2. I'm gonna go Chargers -5.5. They're trying to figure it out. I'm gonna go the Pats as well +6.5. Cowboys. We'll get to that in a little bit. And then I'm gonna go 49ers -14. I think they can cover that. Then we're gonna go Chiefs -9.5. And then I'm liking, who do I like? I like Seahawks straight up. I think they're going to be able to win that game. So that's what I got for these NFL picks of the week.
Follow our picks, guys. We showed our stats. If you place a bet on all of our picks, you're probably going to win some money. So I think
good this week.
You'll be
could be eating good.
Yeah,
it could be eating good. All right. Next up, we're going to go Longhorns in the NFL with Big Boy. He's got a couple guys for us.
Yes, I do. We got old Andrew Beck. He started at fullback, had the 85-yard kickoff return. The first person to weigh 250 plus to return a kickoff ever. So,
wow.
Yeah.
He was my boy at Texas, man. I love me some Andrew Beck.
Yeah. He that was a good return too. He turned the corner and beat that guy, the punter. I mean the kicker. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
And also had Deshaun Elliott, man. 5 tackles, 3 solo, and 2 pass breakups. So those are my 2 that stood out this week to me.
There you go. I think
Bijan, he didn't have too good of a week. He needs a bounce back week.
Well, they didn't give him a lot of carries, man. Like what was with that?
He got to work his way into that. That other running back's pretty good too.
Yeah, and then I think just slow start. They got behind. Obviously, that's going to take out the running game. And I swear they still don't want to get him in the passing game as much as he should be. But we even got a little Thursday night action right now. We got kind of surprised, maybe almost halftime. We got the Lions 24 and the Packers 3.
Oh yeah,
3.
Lions are legit, man. Lions are legit this year. Kind of like
how many points DeMar Gibbs has.
I'm gonna tell you. Let's see your boy Gibbs. Well, David Montgomery was able to make the start tonight. You got Jamar Gibbs, 2 carries for 14 yards.
See,
2
guys,
catches for 12 yards.
Let's start listening to Cooper more
he's
often.
Averaging 7 yards a carry.
Let's start listening.
And listen, and David Montgomery, 13 carries, 40 yards, 2 TDs. They just I don't know why they wasted the first round pick on Gibbs if they're just going to use Montgomery like that, because obviously he's good. I think they could have maybe used that a different direction.
What's Jordan Love doing?
Jordan Love, what do we got? 4 for 10 for 31 yards and a pick. We got the running back. We got the running backs. We got Aaron Jones is playing again. He's got 2 carries for 3 yards.
What about AJ?
And we got AJ Dillon, 3 carries for 4 yards.
An offense is struggling.
We need AJ to get some carries, man.
For Coop's fantasy's sake. All right. Up next, we're going to go ahead and go to Coop's Fantasy Central start/bench in 1 moment. All right. Here comes your weekly programming from Coop's brain, Fantasy Central start/bench. What do you got this week for us, Coop?
All right, I got 3 starts, 3 benches, just like last week. My picks did pretty well last week. If you want to go back and look at the numbers, especially Jamar Gibbs, but we'll get into that in a second. My first start is Jared Judy. I told him to bench last week. He did pretty decent, but I think they go into a Bears horrible defense, and I think he's Zach Wilson or not Zach Wilson, Russell Wilson's first target. So I'm going to start Judy. Next one, I have start Zach Moss. He's a running back. Good start for there. Okay. Next one, I got a little tight end action. Darren Waller. He's gonna have a good week. He's been a little slow, been a little questionable on, should I start him? Should I bench him? I'm gonna start Darren Waller. All right, to my bench. Like I said, I would be benching Jamar Gibbs right now. I have him on my bench. He has like 14 yards right now, guys. Last week I told y'all to bench him, and he didn't get over 10 points. So let's start listening to Cooper more often. All right, but I can't do that, so I'm going to go to my other three. I'm going to go Joe Burrow. I think Joe, I don't know. I think he'll do all right, but I just don't think. I would rather have like C.J. Stroud right now than Joe, honestly. For my fantasy picks. So I'm going to sit.
That's a hot take right there.
I would rather have C.J. Stroud instead of Joe Burrow on my fantasy team right now. Next one, Breece Hall. Just going to have a slow week. The next one is, I actually like this guy. He's really good, in my opinion, is Brian Robinson. But they go into a good Philly defense, and I just don't think he's going to get – he might have good yards, but won't get in the end zone, in my opinion. So that's my start and my bench for the week.
There we go, Coop. All right. While we wait for our special new segment, we got someone special joining here, hopefully in a couple minutes. While we wait for that, we're going to go all things NFL real quick. We talked about it last week. Big boy was sold on his Cowboys. Now he's not. What do we feel?
I'm kind of backtracking with that. I hope it's one of those things where they went in there and just were taking the Cardinals lightly, and they'll get back on track. Wasn't impressed with the defense. I mean, they ran at Micah, and I think that's something people are figuring out, and just kind of taking him out of there by running at him the whole time. And Belichick knows how to take away your best, whatever it is, on offense and defense. And so that's why in the picks earlier, I did take the Patriots and the points, because Belichick's Belichick. They also got the old quarterback, for the Cowboys, get a couple of secrets, sign him to the practice squad, so.
And they got Zeke.
Yeah, and they got Zeke. Yeah. Definitely. So
Zeke may want to run all over that defense.
Yeah, he might want to. I want to do a lot of things. I don't know if he's gonna, but yeah, but no, I think Zeke will definitely have a decent game. He'll definitely be wanting to. So, but I just hope they can get it back on track. I think it did hurt, Diggs. That was the first game without him. So, they're trying to figure that out too. So
for sure. All right. Sure. We got him joining. Let's see if we can get him on here.
What up,
there
Cole?
He is. My Amish brother. There he is.
What's up, boys?
What's up, man? You're on.
Laptop time, baby. Laptop. We're official.
A little bit better than last week in Kansas,
Way better. Word to the wise, never go to Kansas.
Never go to Kansas. All right, so this is what we got. We got a new segment every week. We enjoyed Kobe last week. It's going to be Kobe's Locks of the Weekend. Let me show you what we're talking about here. All right. Here we go. You can go ahead and start with the NFL. We got Kobe's Locks of the Weekend right here coming to you.
Man, so I'd have to say my favorite play of the pro weekend, man, is Cincinnati. I I just think they, I don't know why, but for some reason they're just not playing that good. But I mean, eventually, man, things have to start clicking there. Joe Burrow looks awful, but I mean, I still think he's a top 3 quarterback, I would say.
Coop, hey, you missed it, but before this, Coop did his Fantasy Central, and he said that he would rather start C.J. Stroud in fantasy this week than Joe Burrow.
So
You probably agree with
as
him,
much as I love CJ Stroud, I do not agree with that because one, Tennessee's pass defense is awful, man. They can shut the run down really well, but for Pat, I'm pretty sure they're top 2 or 3 worst pass defenses. So if there was a week for Joe Burrow to just play his ass off, it's probably going to be this week, man. And I think that line is weird, man. It's a struggling Cincinnati team on the road, and they're -2.5. I don't know. I don't think the Titans are that good. I've been saying it. So, yeah. And then after that, Rams +1. I think it's up to a pick 'em now. I'm taking the Rams. I think the Colts are getting hype from that win last week against the Ravens. I mean, yeah, it was a good win and all, but I mean, I don't know. I'm Colts and Titans to me aren't as good as people think, man. Trust me. If anyone knows the AFC South, it's me. And I think it's going to come down to the Jags. And I hate to say it, the Texans. I mean, they looked good last week, dude. But yeah, man, I'll take the Rams. I think the Rams can score a lot there. And their defense is surprisingly not that bad. And I think if Anthony Richardson comes back, he might have some problems there. And then last, man, for pro, I'll take the Vikings. I just think they're much better than 0-3. I mean, they're if they lose to Carolina, I'll be shocked. Like, honestly, I would consider the Vikings being my lock of the week in every sport, every pick. I like the Vikings there a lot. And then a 4th pick for the bonus, man, I'll take the Ravens. The Ravens are coming off of a tough loss there to the Colts. But, I mean, it's pro football. Stuff like that happens. On the road at the Browns, I think the Ravens, man, smoked the Browns here. I like the Browns this year, but I like the Ravens a lot more. So
they're talking some shit. Did you hear the linebacker?
Talking a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was it? It was Smith.
Roquan
right?
Smith.
Yes, man. And
He's
said
talking some shit.
they're gonna fly over there and beat y'all in front of your women and children. I was like, God bless. I know, man.
All right,
Man, and then for college, I see I picked Utah there, but I mean it's a little weird. I've kind of switched on that game there, but I'll still take Utah. I like Duke a lot, man. They
Wow.
I think they're a very scrappy team because they beat, and it's not just because of this, but they beat the dog shit out of Clemson, and people thought Clemson was awful, etc. But Clemson's still Clemson. I mean, I think Clemson can still beat a lot of top 25 teams. They should have beaten Florida State last year, who's last week, who's ranked like 3 or
4?
4? Man, Clemson was smoking them all game. I'll take Duke. I think Notre Dame is good. I think they're getting a lot of hype because they played really good last week, but I don't know. I think the Duke defense, man, shuts down. What's his name?
Sam.
Sam, yeah,
Hartford or
Sam
whatever his name
Hartman.
is. Hartman, yeah.
I think he's a little overrated. I think Notre Dame. I don't know. I'll take Duke all day. I will take Iowa State plus 20. I saw that line and my freaking eyes. I was like, what is going on here? State is always a scrappy team.
Maybe against
Always-
your. Never mind. Go ahead.
Always plays hard. And yes, I think Oklahoma this year is good, but still, man, 20 points is a lot of freaking points, especially for a state team who, I mean, yeah, they're obviously not as good on paper, but with teams like that who just play scrappy and play hard, man, I'll take state. I don't know the line on USC in Colorado, but whatever it is,
21.5.
21.5.
whatever it is, USC, hammer it.
Me
Hammer
too.
that shit.
Yeah.
Hammer it. The Ducks, man. Who the Ducks playing?
You're the one who picked them.
I know.
-27.
Yeah, what the
Jeez.
fuck, man?
Hold on a second, boys. Hold on. Oh, Stanford. Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
This play to me was, I think it's gonna end up being like a 55-6 type of. I think I don't know if y'all have seen Stanford. Stanford is awful. I don't know what happened to Stanford in the last few years, but their players suck. Their coach suck. They are bad for a Power 5 team. They are not good. I think Stanford gets killed there. If there's any alternate lines like a Stanford Oregon minus 35, take that because I think they blow Stanford out. I'm serious, man. I think Stanford's not good. And then
What you got
I guess
cooking
that
up?
ends the.
That's the end of the football.
I
You got
guess that
special
ends.
little UFC parlay for us.
Okay, so Ryan, I'm not sure if you've heard. I'm not sure if you have any idea, but I'm sometimes a UFC expert.
Yeah. Yeah. Y'all think y'all are.
Like
for
your
sure.
dad,
No,
huh?
no, no, no.
Yeah.
I surprisingly win money. Like, yes, I'll go a couple weeks or whatever, and I don't hit shit, and I'm like, I quit, I'm done. But then as soon as I come back, Ryan, dude,
Yeah.
I'm
So is
telling
this
you,
a comeback week or is this
this
you
is
gotta
definitely
stay
a
on?
comeback week.
Okay,
No,
all
for
right.
100% sure a comeback week because trying to think. Yeah, last weekend was not good, man. I was at your wedding actually, and I was like sitting there and I saw all the fights going on, and I was thinking, I'm losing all these fucking fights here. But at least I'm at a wedding, your wedding, and I was
Yeah,
having
you're
a
having fun. Yeah, exactly.
great time. But I'll tell you what, man, for UFC, had this one in the book for a couple weeks actually. I like to plan these out and stuff. So okay. UFC, it's a smaller card, so y'all might not know any of these names. Y'all might not know any fights on the card, but to me, it's a very sleeper like card. I think there's gonna be some good fights on there. Okay. If you want a parlay with plus 234 odds, which I get, it's a little small lay, but hey, I would take this. I hate when people say locks, like, oh, it's a lock. Oh, there's no way, right? These are fucking locks, boys. I'm telling you right now. Okay. Number one for a 3-teamer, Alexander Hernandez. I think he beats I forget who he's fighting, but I've seen the dude he's fighting. He beats the shit out of him. And all of these, I think Hernandez is a dog. I was going to say all these are good favorites, but Hernandez is a dogging this one, and I saw that and I was thinking, yeah, he should not be a dog. So Alexander Hernandez, Grant Dawson, I want to say his name is. Yes, Grant. He's this kid. He just wrestles. He just out wrestles people the whole time. It won't look pretty, but he wins to me. It's a lock. And the last one of that, man, is Joe. I don't know if it's Pfeiffer. I'm pretty sure Pfeiffer. I'm pretty sure I've heard them say Pfeiffer. It's Pyfer. But yeah, dude, he's a stud. I think he rocks the shit out of. See, I probably should have wrote down who they're fighting because I know all the people, but I just forget who they're at.
It's
Right.
the first week. We got Kobe's locks of the week every week. So
You're damn right, because these are locks, boys. Joe Pfeiffer wins. So yeah, those three together, man, will give you plus 234 odds. Again, I get that's not anything crazy, but I mean, put 100 on it, you're getting $234. So hey,
sounds pretty good to me.
And honestly, my play of the week, I didn't include this in the parlay because he's a pretty good sized dog. I saw plus 165. Alex Morono, or Morano. He's actually a jiu-jitsu coach at a school in Houston. I've seen this dude fight. If you check his past, I would say 6 fights. He's been a pretty good sized dog in all of these fights, and in 5 of them, he just comes out smoking. He stands there and he throws and he'll take a punch. He's plus 165. If you want to add him to that parlay and get a little frisky with it, you can. Me personally, I stayed away from it, but still, favorite play of the week. I would even call him a lock. I get it. It's a plus
specialty
165 lock. But yeah, hey, watch, boys. This is Kobe, and these are his locks. If you want to make money, follow him.
You heard it here first.
We
you heard it here
appreciate
first.
it. We
Drop
appreciate it, Kobe. We'll see how it goes.
All right,
Bring
boys.
him on next week. Good luck.
Love y'all, boys. Yeah, I'll see y'all all next week. I appreciate y'all, man.
There you go.
See y'all, boys. How do I?
All right, that's Kobe's locks of the weekend. New segment here on the Sports Roundtable Trio Edition, coming to you every week. If you didn't know, we're giving you a lot of picks, maybe some tough decisions, but we kind of know what we're talking about. So if you want to win some money, you got 5 different people. You can kind of follow along. But that's going to be all the time we have for today's episode of the Sports Roundtable, the Trio Edition. We hope you enjoyed our discussions and all of our bettings and picks for this weekend coming up. It's a big weekend of sports. And remember, it's not about the score, it's about how much money you got on the game, boys. Isn't that right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Listen, y'all, make sure y'all like and subscribe and click that bell for notifications. Go follow us on TikTok. Go follow us on Instagram.
Hey, the TikTok's kind of popping.
We're posting,
TikTok's kind of popping. Yeah.
We're posting all the clips, guys. So y'all don't have to, if y'all don't want to watch this whole podcast, I understand that we got the clips posting. So
I don't watch it all. Watch it 10 times. Tell your mama to watch it.
Hey, we honestly got some good views. First one, we're up almost to 60 views for the full video, so I'll take it. Only going up. So
go check us out on all of our other social media platforms. We greatly appreciate it.
Big boy.
Nothing. Y'all have a great week.
Appreciate it. Thanks for joining this shit show we call a podcast. Peace.
Take it easy.